This is a really, really big Pro Tools session. Like, look at this thing. It's just a behemoth of tracks, and this is at its smallest view. Normally, I'm working at like small or medium if I'm on my laptop. And like if I'm in medium, it just takes forever to get anywhere. You can't find anything. It's just a mess of too many tracks. But the reality is this is what a normal mix session looks like for me. I get sent a ton of tracks when I mix for bands, and I need to be able to mix it in a timely manner, know where things are, and not just be scrolling around looking for what I'm trying to mix, getting arthritis. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways to stay organized and navigate giant Pro Tools sessions, plus one bonus option. And that third option I'm going to show you is a bit of a secret weapon that not a lot of people know, so I'm excited to talk about that. The first tool I'm going to recommend to you is vastly underrated, and a lot of people just have it closed like I do right now, and that is the track window. If I click this little tiny icon in the bottom left corner, it opens up our track window, and you can see that we have a list of all of our track names. I don't know what that big black block was there. Pro Tools glitching out. But all of our tracks that we can just glance at and find, and it shows us a lot more tracks than we can see in our actual mix or edit window. So that is very handy, but it goes beyond just that. For example, right now you can see that I have a bunch of inactive tracks. I don't really want to see those, but we can hide them from our track window tool. Click on this top little triangle here. We can go to hide, and we can go inactive tracks. We can hide all inactive tracks with the click of a button. Boom, that's much cleaner already. And you do have, of course, more options. You can show only inactive tracks, show just frozen tracks, show different types of tracks. For example, show only folders, right? Cleans it up quite a bit. So that is super handy. I'm just going to get back to where I wanted to be, which is show all tracks and then hide all inactive tracks. So this is just what I'm using in the session, essentially. In addition, you also have your groups down here, which can be very handy for just clicking groups on and off. So I think keeping the track window open at all times is just kind of mandatory. And to give you a couple more bonus tips, if you hold Shift and Control and click on one of these, it'll actually bring it into view for you. So for example, if I scroll down to the bottom here and say I want to get to my vocal reverbs, I just hold Shift, Control, and click. And now we are now looking at our reverb over on our edit window. Conversely, let's try it again. I want to go to my drums. My drums all here. Shift, Control, click. We're now up in drums. So you can navigate your track list really quickly through this method. And another bonus tip is just to kind of try and keep the same order in every session you do, because then you'll get a lot quicker at knowing where to find things on that list. Now, the second thing you're definitely going to want to do in Pro Tools is use folder tracks, because folder tracks can make something that goes like this huge behemoth and get it down to this, where I can see everything in one window. It's because everything is hidden into folder tracks. Folder tracks can be opened by clicking this little folder icon, or Shift F will do the same thing as well. Conversely, you can also option click it to do it to all of the folders at that level, or close them all. My favorite feature about folder tracks is that I can actually use them as aux tracks as well. So it's kind of like a parent aux for that entire group of tracks. That's how I personally like to use them. You can also just use it as purely a folder track, where it is just an organizational structure and is not like related to the audio flow at all. That's totally up to you. But it is crucial in just making it so that you can collapse things down into a manageable size and only be looking at what you want to be looking at. Now, the third tip that I have is the secret weapon. This is what you've been waiting for. It's the Pro Tools search tool that like nobody knows about, and it's so helpful. Let me show you what it does. You pull it up by going Shift, Control, S, and then this little search bar pops up. Now, all you have to do is start typing the name of the track you want to get to, and it will get there. So I could type in master, and it just shot me to my master. But that was a bad example because it was already visible. Let's go to something that's hidden inside one of our folders. I want to pull up something that we can't even see. So what I know is that inside of our vocals here, there is a track called lead vocal. And that's what I'm going to want to be able to get to really quickly. So say we were just in this view where we can't see that. I can do Shift, Control, S, and then type in lead vocal. You see it pops up there on a list of everything in our session. Click that. It takes us right to it. It also opened up that folder and made everything visible inside of it. It's just a shortcut to get there. It saved me a bunch of button clicks, and I didn't have to go looking for it at all. I just type it in. So the only caveat to this is that it gets confusing if there's a lot of like file clips and other tracks with the same name. Depending on how you've labeled things, it could be easier or harder to find certain things. But that brings me to my last and final tip. This is the bonus tip, and that is that if you look at my naming structure, you will start to see a theme. Starting with the keys here, I've got a K underscore. For bass, I've got a B underscore. For drums, I've got a D underscore. This is actually probably the worst session I could have chosen as an example, because it doesn't strictly follow this like I normally do, but that's because I was working in collaboration with the band for the tracking and production of this, but it's close enough. And what that translates to is if I open up one of these folders, G4, G4. All guitar tracks start with a G. And that allows me to do so many things. For example, with that Shift-Control-S search, I can do G underscore and find my rhythm stems. I can do G whatever I want and find any guitar track. Same with drums, same with bass. But even more for visual, it's just a total lifesaver. So let's say that all of these folders were open, where we've got like the most tracks visible. While I'm scrolling through this side track panel that I've mentioned as our like first method, I can quickly see, okay, here's all my guitars because I just see the G. I see my V for vocals. I see my D for drums and like I said, B for bass, but the keys are a mess right now. The more I do that, the easier it is to navigate the session quickly. I can just glance at it, know what instrument group I'm in just from the first letter. I don't have to read the whole thing. I just know, okay, I see a K, I'm in the keyboard section. I see a B, I'm in the bass section. Total lifesaver. But as an added bonus to that, and there's so many bonuses to this video, when you bounce those tracks, they will automatically alphabetically group themselves in a folder because their file naming has the same letter at the start of that group. So all your drums end up together, all your guitars end up together. You don't have to make individual folders to bounce into. Just put it into one folder and all the instrument groups are automatically sorted. Huge lifesaver. Totally recommend that workflow for everything you do moving forward. And yeah, that's another cool Pro Tools hack to help you manage giant sessions. It's essential to be able to work fast and keep your ears fresh and just be making creative decisions, not getting lost and bogged down. So these are just some of the ways that I make large sessions work for me. If you enjoyed this video, the best thing you can do to help me is give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. That just tells YouTube that you liked it and that other people that were looking for this sort of thing might also like it. And if you want to keep watching more videos, I've got another video coming for you right here and right here. And of course, there is also a free mixing resource for you in the description of this video. See you in the next one.